This is for Algebra 2, and this is the factor theorem. And the factor theorem states that the binomial x minus a is a factor of the polynomial f of x if and only if f of a equals 0. Basically what it's saying is that when they give you this and they want to know if it's a factor, you do synthetic and the remainder must be 0. If it is 0 and that is a factor, then you're going to take what was left here, rewrite it as a quadratic. So like on this one, it would become x squared minus 3x plus 2. And then you would factor that the way we learned how to factor earlier in the year. Find the factors of 2. 1 and 2, signs are the same. They're all negative. So it would be x minus 1 and x minus 2. So then the one they gave you and the 2 that you just found would be the factors of the entire thing. All right, so let's look at one and see if it makes more sense. All right, we have x to the third plus x squared minus 10x plus 8, and we want to know if x minus 2 is a factor. So remember when we were doing this up here that it was plus 5, so we used the other sign. So when we set this up, we're going to say a positive 2, and we're going to check for skips, and there are none. So 1, 1, negative 10, and 8. Draw your line and bring down your 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 and 2 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 10 and 6 is negative 4. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And they combine and give you 0. So yes, your remainder is 0, which means that x minus 2 is indeed one of your factors. Take what's left here and come write it. It's x squared plus 3x minus 4. And we're going to factor that like normal. So find the factors of 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Signs are different. The largest one is positive, so the small one is negative, and they have to equal 3. So this becomes x minus 1 and x plus 4. So x minus 1 and x plus 4 are also factors, and that is your answer. The one that we verified was a factor, and then the other two that we found. All right, so looking at the next one, we're going to put a negative 3 out here. There are no skips, so that's good. We have 1, negative 4, negative 11, and 30. Draw a line, bring down your 1, negative 3, that gives you negative 7, 21, going to give you 10, negative 30, and it gives you 0, so that's good. So that gives me x squared minus 7x plus 10. Factors of 10, 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Signs are the same. They are all negative, and they need to equal negative 7. So yes, x plus 3 was a factor. And now we also know x minus 2 and x minus 5 will be factors. Moving to the next page. We're going to put a negative 7 out here. There are no skips, and so it will be 1, 15, 71, and 105. Bring down your 1. So we have negative 7. 15 minus 7 is 8. We have a negative 56. 71 minus 56 is 15. And then negative 7 times 15 is a negative 105. So that gives me 0. So that's good. Rewrite your answer over here as x squared plus 8x plus 15. Since there was not a sign, it's positive, you put a plus. Find the factors of 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Signs are the same, they're all positive, they got to equal 8. So we proved that x plus 7 was one of the factors. We also know x plus 3 and x plus 5 will be factors. Going to the next one, you're going to put a negative 4. No skips, so 1, negative 7, negative 26, and 72. Bring down your 1, gives you negative 4, negative 11, 44, 18, negative 72, and 0. So it checks out. X squared minus 11x plus 18. Find the factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Signs are the same. They're all negative. Have to equal negative 11. So we proved that x plus 4 was a factor. We also know now that x minus 2 and x minus 9 are factors. That's your answer. You'll put a 1 out here. We have a 2, a negative 1, a negative 7, and a 6. Bring down your 2. You have a 2, you have a 1, you have a 1, you have a negative 6, you have a negative 6, you have a 0, so that proved it. 2x squared plus x minus 6. All right, you got to think a little bit on this one. You're actually going to find the factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Signs are different. The large is positive, the small is negative. They got to equal 1. But you don't get to write your factors yet because of that 2. Remember, you're going to bring that 2x squared down. You're going to pull over the factors, so minus 3x plus 4x, and then you're going to bring down that minus 6. You're going to cut it in half. You're going to pull out an x, and it leaves you 2x minus 3. Plus, you're going to pull out a 2, and it leaves you 2x minus 3. So we proved that x minus 1 was a factor. We now know that x plus 2 is also a factor, and that 2x minus 3 is a factor. All right, that should be all of your notes. If you have any questions before you start your assignment, call me over and I will go over it with you.